What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode from the podcast that was formerly known as Man Listen. But if y'all don't know, I recently switched it up. So today's going to be a little different. It's actually going to be a solo episode where I'll talk about a couple things. And one of them is why I changed the name of this podcast. Well, the reason why I've been holding back from calling it a podcast. But before we get into all that, I just want to say welcome. I appreciate y'all checking out another episode of, like I say, the Man Listen podcast, and now it's called the Control and Victory Podcast. That's actually my new brand that I'm bringing out and hoping y'all support. But before we get into all that, let's start off with the new intro, okay? You're tuned in into the Control and Victory Podcast, the space for men and women who want more than motivation. Here, we keep it real about parenthood, faith, relationship, and healing. Because leveling up isn't just about you. It's about your kids, your partner, your family, your future. Victory starts within, and it's time to own yours. And like I say, man, today's episode is a solo episode, man. We're going to have a conversation. We're just going to kick back and we're going to discuss a few things. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I appreciate everybody supporting everything that me and my wife have put out, you know, from, man, you name it. I started off DJing, taking photos. I'm an electrician. I had my own handyman company that did well, but ended up letting it go. To me and my wife making candles and teaching other people how to make candles with the Black Express Company. But man, we did a lot of dope things, you know what I mean? And for the longest, I've been keeping my value hostage. And sometimes I ask myself why I hold back, like showing off the things that I've done. Like, man, people to this day ask me about everything that we done, from taking photos. People still want me to take their photos. You know, now granted, I still take photos. You know, mostly it'd be with my family. Of course, my kids, they have a lot of things going, so they come to me every time they want to do a photo shoot. Even me, I even take my own photos, and I love taking photos, you know what I mean? But it just got so much because, again, I hold my value hostage. You know, I started getting comfortable on staying in a place where I didn't want to do too much, and I didn't want to put too much creativity into it. You know, I wanted to push the limit with it, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to call it fear. I just was worried about what everybody else think. You know what I mean? To a certain extent. And that's something me and my wife was doing. So I didn't want to do too much, and I didn't want to do nothing less. You know, everything that I done with photography, I felt like was good. And again, people still hit me up to take their photos, so I had to be somewhat good. But and then we had the Black Express Company. People still asking for our candles. Matter of fact, we still have candles. Our website's still up, so y'all go ahead and support and buy your candles while we still have them. We still have merch as well. But even with that, we not done with that business. We actually just pivoting. You know what I mean? It's a crazy time with the economy, and it just kind of got out of hand. And the type of products that we created with the Black Express, it was more on the luxury side. So of course with luxury, it's going to cost, you know, and being new business owners, I mean, I ain't going to say new business owners, but the Black Express Company, you know, we just made it to our 5th year in business. And honestly, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle just because with that type of business, we seen more success doing like the pop-up shops and stuff like that, and we just tried to get people on the online, which we had somewhat success with that too, you know. But it just became a situation where we had to decide, is this really something that we're passionate about? And I can only speak for me, and honestly speaking, I was passionate about the Black Express company, but it was more so of my passion instead of me and my wife's passion. Even though this is something that we created together, it was more of me making it my dream, to the marketing, the everything, that was everything about the Black Express company was me, what I mean, and my family. But at the same time, it was more of me doing everything within that business. And so, I didn't want to make it about me, because then it's going to come off fake, because it really wasn't. It was supposed to be a family business, but it turned out being something that the family wasn't all the way involved in. So I didn't want to be fake, and I'm always about being real. So again, it was something great and something that we love, but I want to make it a real family business that we can help other families out. And we cooking right now with that business, because that's me and my wife's baby, and we want to make sure it's something that we see both of us in it. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So again, y'all can support that business, the blackexpresscompany.com. The blackexpressco.com. Y'all can check that out and see what we got on the website. But no more of that. Let's talk about, and I actually took some notes because I knew I was going to get off track and ramble on, and I don't want to ramble. So let's talk about why I was holding back calling it a podcast, the Man Listen podcast. We 4 episodes in, and every episode I featured a speaker, men, some great men that's doing some great things out here in the community, and just got motion, man. These guys is just doing a lot, man, and they making a statement out here. And it's men that I respected as fathers, men I respect as entrepreneurs, business owners, just as men, who I looked up to and had the opportunity to, sit down with them and talk with them. And not only me talking to them, but creating content for y'all, to hear about their story, hear about the things they go through as being fathers, the things they go through as being men, and like I said, I had the opportunity to sit down with them. And if it wasn't for my guy, Chauncey Jennings, man, giving me the opportunity to talk to him, I actually didn't see or even know what I really wanted to do. Really, my vision was to just, how guys sometimes they be on the streets and they step up to the people and they ask them questions, and they got this mic in their face and they, ask them a quick question. But that was my vision. But when I interviewed Chauncey Jennings, it opened up so much for me, because I seen myself as a host, even though I never hosted or even talked in front of the camera like that. Even though me and my wife, another thing we did dope was the For Real Fam podcast, which we still got episodes. Y'all can check that out. Even when doing that, it was a struggle because I'm not a big speaker. First of all, I stutter. I pronounce my words funny. I'm not a good speaker. So, and y'all probably see a little clips of me pronouncing words wrong or speaking crazy. But man, this time in my life, man, I just don't care no more. I honestly do not care no more. Like, no matter what I do, I have value, and I want to showcase the value. So again, back on the topic of why I was holding back of calling it a podcast, man, I just felt like everybody got a podcast, and I didn't want to fall in that, another podcast, another this and that. But again, this time of my life, man, I just don't care. Like, it is what it is. Yeah, it's a podcast. So then I named it the Man Listen Podcast, because if you follow me on social media, you'll see my thing is always, when I start off my content, I always start off with man listen. So it just became a thing, man. It just became a thing, and I just stuck with it, and I was like, man, that'll be dope. Like the Man Listen Podcast, because I was targeting men. I was targeting fathers. I was targeting, like-minded individuals that go through the same struggles as being a father, being a husband, being a man in this world, So I felt like it was catchy, Man Listen. So then I was like, let me make a social media page. So when I started looking into creating a social media page, I seen that Man Listen wasn't available. So I was like, hold on, man, let me do some research. So I did the research, and look and behold, man, it was so many Man Listen podcasts, Man Listen social media pages. And I was like, oh man, like, let me see what they talking about, to see if, okay, yeah, they got Man Listen, but let's see if they talking about what I'm talking about, or if they kind of going down the same lane I'm going down. And all of them was. Most of all of them was. So I was like, man, I'm real big on being original, and I don't want to create something that I can see being so big and feel like people can just come out and say, oh, you copying me and you doing this after me, you got this idea after me. And I ain't with that, because one thing about it, I don't copy nobody. Like, if anything, I'll always try and go the other way. When everybody going right, I'll be trying to go left, because I try and stay away from trendy things and trendy topics, because I see people get so caught up in things on social media. So I didn't want to be a part of that. So I'm always big on being original. And I created Control and Victory just as a new brand. I see it as a community, of people taking control of their life and seeing victory at the end, And so I sat and thought about it. I was like, man, that's originality right there at its finest. I might as well just stick with that. So boom, today, about an hour ago, no, matter of fact, last night I laid in my bed and I just came to terms with it, man. We going Control and Victory all the way. Control and Victory all the way. So not only it's going to be a podcast, it's going to be a community. We got merch, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, whatever. You can check out the website in the description. Man, I can see Control and Victory being so big, bigger than a podcast, and not only is it for men, it's for women too. It's for kids too. It's for parents. It's for husbands, wives, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you see it as. I feel like anybody can relate to Control and Victory, because victory starts within, and now it's time to own yours. And that's the tagline. So again, I see it being so big, man, and I just got to rock with it. And yes, a podcast right now, but that's just one of the lanes I'm going down. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's going to be bigger than a podcast. It's going to be bigger than I vision it. You know what I'm saying? I dream about it. And this time in my life, I'm just going with it, man. I don't care if I got things lined up or perfect, man. It's going to be what it is. And I just follow God in this whole situation and everything that I've been doing. And it's crazy because ever since I just kind of released that, I just see things just happening by default. You know what I mean? And that's how things work, man. When you just let go and just let God, man, things start working out. In my personal life, behind closed doors, when I'm making deals and stuff. And, before I used to be so scared to speak and present the type of value I have. I try and hold back. I get into rooms with big dogs and feel like, man, I don't belong here. But I do. I do belong here. Why don't I belong here? And I had to ask myself those questions like, man, I am who I am. And you gonna love me or you gonna hate me. Either way, I'm here. I'm here. And it's only by God leading me here. And I'm here for a reason. Do I know what that reason is? No. But I'm here. And that's how things just been working lately. Just showing up. Scared and all. Scared and all. And things just start happening. And then I look at it after it's all said and done. And I look back and I'm like, dang, that's why I was supposed to go there. That's why I was supposed to make that call. That's why I was supposed to meet this person or message this person. That's why I was supposed to just come here, not even broke or whatever, not even being unprepared or whatever. I was supposed to be here. And that's the thing about controlling victory. You know, owning your path, conquering your goals, man. And that's what we hear, man. So again, I want to welcome y'all to Controlling Victory, the podcast, the community, whatever, man. I appreciate y'all being here. And man, y'all look forward to what Controlling Victory gonna be. So now I told y'all about Controlling Victory, but let's talk about the person behind Controlling Victory. Me. Farlan. The man behind it all, you know. Man, I've been hiding. Actually, I feel like I've been hiding behind my wife, trying to play the back role, trying to play the machine and be the be all and the know all. And man, I'm just a guy that, man, I just want more for me, more for my family. You know, I want to be a great leader. I want to be a great man, a great father, a great husband. I just want to be great at anything and everything I do. And that's how I approach anything I do. Whether it's a new business, whether if I'm doing my electrical work, whether I'm talking to my kids, talking to my wife, or talking to anybody, man. I just want to be great. I just want to be great. You know, no matter how I look, I'm just me. And for a while, I've been kind of holding back just being me and trying to be what I feel like everybody else expect of me. And I start, you know, getting depressed because doing that, you're not happy. You know, being things what everybody else wants you to be, you end up being unhappy, you know. And this life, man, you supposed to be you. Again, some people gonna love me, some people gonna like me, some people gonna hate me. But either way, baby, I'm me. And always been me. You know, and that's all I can be. You know, I'm Farlan. And man, some people call me twin. But again, I just want to be great, man. I want to be great. I want to do good. I just want to be a good human, you know, and give back to my community. Give back to young men who might be lost in life, to young women who might not know what a good man looks like, to reach back to fathers and mothers and parents, just parents, period, because that's what I needed when I was lost and trying to figure things out. I knew I didn't have that. I didn't have a manual to being the person I am today. But I feel like I'm doing a good job because I'm doing the best that I can with whatever I have. You know, I make things happen. I'm very, you know, I get things done, man. And every time I do that, everything turns out dope, man. And that's the honest truth. Like, and it's not just me saying that. Like, people come up to me and not even knowing the things that I've created, but I always get people coming to me and my wife like, hey, I love this, I love that. And that's all me. That's all me. You know, my wife do her thing too. But that's what makes us a great partners. That's what makes us great partners. You know, we do dope things, man, and man, I'm tired of hiding it. So y'all gonna get a lot of me. You know, y'all check out my content on social media, and y'all see what I'm talking about, man. That's all me. And speaking of content on social media, now on my personal page at Farlan Will, if y'all been keeping up with me on there, y'all can see my grandma has stolen the show. My grandma Nana, Evie Tucker, you know, she's an amazing woman. And a couple years ago, she ended up in the nursing home, a life, what is called, a living facility. She's in there, and I just go in there, and I just go sit with her. And I always recorded her, but a couple weeks ago, man, I posted, you know, the most funniest video of her, and it clicked. And I knew it was gonna click. I knew people was gonna relate to it and love it. And because my grandma, man, she funny, man. She funny, she real, she raw, she her, you know. And when I posted it, man, it took off. Like, people still looking at the video, and they love it. They relate to it. They say, oh man, how they miss their grandma, or oh, this remind me of my grandma. And they say, you know, they even a part of the family now. Oh, this my grandma now. You know, people want to send her stuff. Like, people really want to support my grandma, you know, because they see the type of woman she is, the type of woman she been, you know. And my grandma Nana, well, she the realest. Like, she played a big part of the man I am today. You know, I even posted a video of her leaving me a voice message. Matter of fact, if you hearing this, I'm gonna go ahead and play the voice message so y'all can see the type of woman she is. Here's the voice message.
Hi, Farlan. This is your grandmother. I called to tell you how much I love you, how much I appreciate you. I love you so much. I think you're such a fine young man. I think you're a man that takes good care of your family and all. You're a good man. Your wife, I know she's proud to have you as her husband. And I'm proud to have you as my grandson. I want you to know I love you. I love you and your family. I just love y'all so much. And that's the reason why I call you at least once a week to see how you and your family are doing. Because I love you. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
This the type of woman she is. That's the type of things that she speaks into me, you know, to encourage me, like out of the blue. Nobody told her to do that. Well, I'll take that back. I did tell her to leave me a voice message next time she called, and she left a good voice message. That I will have this voice message for the rest of my life. When times get hard for me, I go to that voice message. When I start missing her, when I can't see her, if I'm too busy, I look at her videos, and that's why I recorded her videos. I didn't know that it was gonna take off like how it is now, but I knew people had to see how special she is. Now, don't get it twisted. My grandma don't play the fan. Like what they say, don't play the radio. She don't play now. A lot of people call her Miss Evil. Her name is Evie, but some people call her Miss Evil because she don't play. She do not play. But she love real hard, and she don't play because she love you. She wants you to be great. So she'll say something that might not. It might be like she's attacking you, but she's saying it with love. And you know, she's that type of grandparent that, you know, when you know something, you know you're not supposed to be doing something, or you know you could be doing something, or you know you put on a little weight, or your hair might not look too good, whatever it is, she gonna call it out. And you might not like that, but you know damn well she telling the truth. But that's who my grandma is, man. She's the best grandma ever. She's the best woman. She's a hard-working woman, a loving woman. She can cook. She love to clean. She used to make us clean. But she always encouraged us to be the best version of us. She always encouraged me to be the best father, the best husband, the best man, whatever. She always encouraged me to be that. And she always told me how to handle my money. You know, she always gave me game, man, that I use to this very day. And that was our relationship. It don't matter how long we've been apart. When we see each other, she put me on game. She giving me so much love. She bigging me up. She, doing so much, So, man, that's my grandma, man. If y'all haven't checked out, go to my @FarlanWill social media page, and you can see her content, because now I'm forced to post her more frequently. See, y'all, I told y'all. But I'm forced to post her more on my page, and man, even though that's what I was doing either way, I'm gonna even start posting the old videos that I have of her, because now my social media has grown because of her. So now I get to replay those moments with her, for my new audience, and just show people who my grandma really is, and just show her so much love, because she deserves it all, So y'all go to my social media page and y'all can check her out, okay? So, man, that's all I'm going to say on this podcast. Again, I didn't want to drag this all out, because this is a solo episode. And I'm going to do more solo episodes, but I'm trying to get comfortable on speaking more, on just engaging with my audience, and just growing my platform, and just talking about control and victory and what it is, and hoping that y'all support me along this journey. And just coming together, man. Let's build this community together, man. Control and victory is, man, it's gonna be so much with this brand, and y'all enjoy the ride. Hope y'all enjoy the ride. I know y'all will enjoy the ride. So, man, y'all make sure y'all just follow this journey, man. Stay tuned for what's next. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe and follow me on all podcast platforms, social media. Follow me at Control Victory on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, all social media. And also follow my personal page at Farlan Will. That's at FARLAN Will. Follow me on YouTube at Farlan Will. That's where this will live at. Yeah, man, follow the journey, man. Follow the journey. If you want merch, if y'all want to join the community, I got hoodies, t-shirts, hats, own your path, conquer your goals. Victory starts within. I got all that on my website. The link will be in the description. But again, man, I appreciate y'all checking out this episode of the Control and Victory Podcast, the first episode under the new name. Y'all can check out my past episodes under Man Listen, and check out the amazing fathers, the amazing men I was able to interview. And y'all look forward to the ones, the great people who I'll be coming in contact with along this journey. Man, if y'all have any questions or anything, man, y'all comment below, man. Let me know how y'all feel, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to the Control and Victory Podcast. If this episode spoke to you, share it with somebody who needs it, because victory is something we build together. Make sure you follow and subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation. And if you're rocking with the movement, connect with me on all social media platforms, at Control and Victory and at Farlan Will. And remember, victory starts within, and it's time to own yours. I'll see y'all on the next episode.